Thank you for coming to the interview.
Thanks for having me, man. Seriously.
Well, I did not expect to hear back from you, so.
Dude, what? Bro, I respond to all I try to respond to all the comments, bro. Like I'm not that big yet.
Well, I mean, even if you did respond to my comment, my interview ratio to ask ratio is very low, so.
and the amount of times I've been interviewed is even lower. So this is an honor for me as well.
Well, let's help improve that number.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Let me pull up this Google Doc and not have my Chrome glitch out on me. Thank you very much. Oh, all right. This is a generic question. I'm sure you've answered it before. You answered it in your Q&A video. I watched that.
Thank you.
What inspired you to get into music?
What inspired me? I'll try to give a different answer or like a different angle, I guess. Like I've always basically since I've been sentient, I've been doing sort of creative stuff or art stuff like that. That's always been my primary interest. And before like the early stages, it was drawing and like very badly made graphic novels and stuff like that. Then it turned into filming, very amateur. Like it was the type of thing. My best buddy at the time and I were really into Smosh. We were like 10, and so we had this like fake Smosh ripoff channel, and we were just making like comedy sketches and whatnot. But so that evolved. I realized with film that takes a very big budget and also a lot more people to actually make something that's decent, or at least that's what it would take for me to make something decent. And especially back then, I was very introverted, and I also like, how do you say it in English? In Spanish, you say me daba mucha pereza. Like for me, it was like too much of a hassle. That's the word. It was too much of a hassle for me to ask people to help me out. And I realized that music, apart from the fact that I was like gaining way more interest in music, I realized that also the benefit of it is like, if you know how to mix, master, produce, like do all that stuff, you could theoretically make music by yourself and not have to worry about anyone. So that's how I sort of started making music. Yeah.
As someone who is currently into film, I can definitely understand the appeal of not wanting to have to depend on the reliability of others.
It's difficult because like, also, so I'm talking about what was I, like 12 years old, and you know, how many 12-year-olds do you know that are good sound designers or cameramen or whatnot? So, I mean, it just seemed like the logical evolution. Even though I would love to work on films, I feel like that would be the next step, is being able to get a good team and make some form of film. That for me is, I would love that.
I would love that too.
Do you have to press the button for the camera, for the microphone to work, or?
This mic is kind of like, it's good at recording my voice, but it's also good at recording your voice while you're talking, which is also what the.
So you have it muted while I'm talking.
Yeah, I have to mute myself while I'm talking, otherwise it'll like feedback.
Yeah, no, I get you. Fair enough.
All right, I feel like you kind of answered this with your question, or with the previous question, but how did you start out? Like, what was like the moment that you kind of decided?
Damn, I mean, I said I was gonna be honest. I think the first moment, I didn't even actually make it. The first moment was, I think it was like grade 6, and my friends and I wanted to make a diss track for someone. I'm not gonna say, I mean, as if you'd know. We wanted to make a diss track on someone, but I didn't actually participate in it. I was just gonna read the lyrics my friend gave me, and we were gonna take like a YouTube beat. But jokes aside, I guess that, well, it's still funny, but the first time I actually started. Again, it was with YouTube. It was with like type beats. I was in like a big XXX Tentacion phase, so that was what I was doing. It was so bad, dude. I swear to God. And what's even more scuffed, I swear to God, I didn't even buy a microphone. Not even like it took me a while to get like a proper, even a USB microphone. What I had was my mom is a photographer, so she has like this Canon camera that also does video. And so what I did was I would bring my computer into the car in the garage when no one was using the car. I'd bring the camera with me too, and I'd basically record my voice with the video of the camera, and then export it and like remove the video and just keep the audio. It was levels of scuffed that are beyond comprehension, dude. I swear it doesn't make any sense. It's so rough.
I thought it was just gonna be like.
No, because I don't know if you were talking and it was muted. Sorry, continue.
I thought it was just gonna be, oh, I used my PC's mic. Nope.
Nope. That's too elementary for me. I don't even like. I don't understand. I feel like it would have just been better to invest in a microphone early on, but you know, you gotta start somewhere.
I've had this shit tube for 4 years. I got it at Goodwill for $12.
I think it's time to invest, but honestly, bro, really like a Scarlett and an S758 isn't even like. I mean, it's a bit pricey, but I feel like it's a good investment because it's very durable. You know, like both. But
I'll have to look into that. Because like I said, this is a shit tube. This isn't a microphone.
it's a shit tube, yeah. Fair enough.
How long do you think it'll take? Or I can't even read my own questions. How long do you think it took to get good enough at music to make a career?
Well, I wasn't gonna get good using my mom's photography camera, so that stage took a while. I feel like if I started more or less when I was like 13, I feel like I only made my judgment of it is actually my brother, which obviously inspired the song Daniel. But my judge of if the music was good was if I could show it to my brother, and he's like a brutally honest critic. If he told me it sucked, like, yeah, I mean, I would like it because I was stupid, but later down the line, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. And the only time, the time that I realized that I was actually starting to make something decent was when he listened to, I forgot what song it was, and he said, like, maybe it was in Space Chasing Stars. I feel it was in Space Chasing Stars. And he like actually really, really liked it. So I think it took, and that I made that when I was 15, 16. So 2 years, I guess, is the short answer.
I feel like that's definitely a fast getting good phase.
Dude, I mean, a lot of trial and error though. Holy cow. I mean, like, I think in that period of time, I made like 4 albums worth of music, and all of them, I think, except Romance de la Luna, all of them sucked, but like badly, because it was that XXX like emo rap, sort of R&B, like back when I was trying to be a bad version of The Weeknd. Then I got into experimental music and it started to sound a bit better, but before that, Jesus, when I was like trying to impress like the high school kids, definitely not.
How do your friends and family think of you and your music career?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be in this position if my parents especially weren't so supportive. I mean, like, I'm a bit of like a black is it black sheep? Yeah, I'm a bit of a black sheep in the family where like there isn't really anyone else that's very into like arts and stuff like that. And weirdly enough, it didn't seem to like, I guess, give them pause or anything. Like they've always been very, very supportive. Um, and the same goes with my friends. I mean, I'm lucky where most of my friends are also in like the creative space. And I feel like we all sort of push each other quite a bit in terms of motivating ourselves to do better than before, whether it be like with the actual quality of the music or the arts, or also just like how to market it well, and yeah, we all help each other out quite a bit in all those regards. So I'm very grateful for that.
All right. What are your more direct inspirations for like individual songs, especially the recent one that I was very disappointed that the venue would not accept as short as a free ticket?
Dude, direct inspirations. I feel like it depends. I mean, I mentioned in the Q&A that like Animal Collective to me is just like, to me they're gods. And everything I do, even if it's like completely different from what they usually do, there's always going to be some influence from them. But getting into more direct influences, I think it really depends on the album, really, because, for instance, the first couple of stuff was much more inspired by like traditional Spanish music, like the first few albums, like Romance la Luna, El Puente del Arzobispo, and all that. That was like me fusing my two biggest interests at the time, which were like, and to me right now it still is like traditional Spanish music, flamenco, copla, all that stuff, with like more sound collage, like musique concrète, like the experimental side, and just like horror movie. Like I've always been super into horror films, and one of the main reasons is like the sound design, and I always wanted to. Well, at the time, I really wanted to make sort of my equivalent of like a horror sound design relating to Spanish culture. But in terms of like more recent direct influences, the Do You Hear the Colors like sister albums, those were very like 60s pop, especially with like Brian Wilson is I mean I have him right there. He's like, I don't know if you listen to Brian Wilson, but to me he's also a goat. Like
I think I know a couple songs by him, but they're like very surface level, and I can't think of the names right now.
Dude, listen to, I swear to God, like Head Sounds, Smile Sessions, like people. I feel like the debate is always centered around the Beatles, and they're great, but Brian Wilson, in my opinion, I feel like he did everything those four guys did and condensed it into one person. Like he was, rest in peace, just a genius. And I guess those two albums were very, very, very inspired by him. Like A Letter to Rose, Biking, Nectar, stuff like that. And I guess like the Daniel, like the new stuff, people like lump me into like the weirdcore world, but really that kind of just came, like I don't really like, I've seen it in passing like on social media and stuff, but I wouldn't say it was ever like a huge, like I don't up until like a month ago I didn't know who Toby Fox or Jack Stauber or whoever those people are. Like I figured out like super recently.
Oh, I know who Jack Stauber is. Who's Toby Fox?
He's the Undertale guy.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot the game existed, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, like I literally, my best friend is much more into like video games and stuff like that, and he made me play Undertale, and but this is like a month ago, and that's like my only contact with that sort of world. More so, it would just be like MGMT, Tame Impala, like those more synth pop sort of psychedelic types. Yeah, that's probably that's more so where like the influence for Daniel comes from.
MGMT is.
But do you? That's my. I always ask this when people say that about MGMT. Have you heard their other albums apart from like the big hits and stuff like that?
No.
Bro, they have gems, bro. Like, and this isn't even like this is. I swear this isn't even like a pretentious thing. This is more so like a please, like improve your life with this. Congratulations is an incredible, incredible album. I mean, like I can say that about all of their albums. Their last one, I can't listen to it for like personal reasons, but it is. I thought it was the best album of last year, and no one talks about it, and it makes me so upset because it's like, listen to yeah. Listen to Loss of Life. It's the
Lost
last
of
song.
Life.
Loss of Life. Yeah. It's really, really good.
I'm writing this down.